take a moment here, bring the hands down to your lap and lift the shoulders up, back, and down a few times. Take a nice big deep breath in, exhale it out. You can take an inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. And that just kind of helps release maybe any stored up kind of energy or anxieties or stress that you might be holding. If you take a nice big sigh out, that's even better. Take one more big shoulder roll and pull the shoulders back and down as you place your hands on the thighs, and then lift the heart up. Inhale, bring the chest forward. Exhale, pull the belly in and start to round yourself back. Inhale, lifting up, and exhale, rounding back. So just a nice gentle movement through the spine. Let your chin just slightly lift up maybe, and just be careful how it feels to your neck. Drop the chin down. Inhale. I'm always really mindful not to allow the head to lift too high, just to keep the back of the neck nice and safe. All right, so inhale. This is something you could do just about anywhere. All right, you could do this even on an airplane if we were, flying right now. You could do this at your chair. You can do it sitting on the couch, wherever, just to get that nice mobility through the spine. And then pull back one more time. And then coming back to center. Let the arms drop down by the sides. Let your head fall to one side. If you feel more comfortable with your back all the way against a chair, take that option. Right? Sometimes our chairs are a little rounded. The one I'm in now, the back of it's a little rounded, so I suggest maybe rolling up a towel or maybe a couch pillow or something to place back there so that you're not sinking into it. We want to sit up as tall as we can. So continue here, taking your head side to side just a couple more times and just letting gravity take the head over. Inhale to center, exhale over. And then taking one more time, just keeping those shoulders check back in. They're back and down. And then back one more time and to center. And then when you get to center, lift up like there's a string attached at the top of your head and get really tall, and then turn your head to one side. We're just going through a nice little range of motion here, not trying to force the head, not trying to go to the furthest point that you can. Just gently taking your head side to side. And then we'll take it one more time. And as you come back to center, your next round, take a moment here. Now let's sweep the arms up, get long, get tall, reach up through both side waist, and then bring it back down. Such simple movements, but things that we just neglect to do throughout the day. I know myself, sitting, working on my computer for long periods of time, I just neglect to do this sometimes. So get really, really tall. Take one arm down, reach to the opposite side, anchor your sit bones down to your chair. Let's take it to the other side. If it bothers your shoulder, just bring your hand to your shoulder or maybe your hand to hip. All I'm looking for here is a side reach, a little lateral movement. So you can reach down toward the floor, or if you like to take your arm up and get that little extra reach, go for it. Okay? Take it one more time. And then when we come back to center, take a moment to sit still. Feel already this movement, how it's creating energy in your body. And now let's just take one leg at a time, lifting knee toward chest and bring it back down. So very slowly, and if that's not very accessible for you, if it's kind of hard to lean forward, okay, and lift your leg at the same time, maybe just gently come forward and back up. So maybe you even just lift a heel, just elevating, or place your foot on a prop of some sort, right? Maybe you have some books, maybe you even have an ottoman, a coffee table in front of you. If you placed it here on your ottoman or coffee table, you could still come forward. But if you can lift the leg, try lifting the leg as well. Let's take it one more time. This is such a nice little stretch for the low back. So each side one more time. And again, that really helps to stretch out that low back space that can get so tense from sitting for long periods. Sit up nice and tall again. We're going to bring the knees closer together, the feet closer together. Take your hand over to one side, so just crossing over, and the other hand just kind of anchors beside you. So just sit up nice and tall, big deep breath in, and exhale, turning. So just see if you can turn your shoulders. All right, so I'm going to kind of lean back just a tiny bit so that I'm not pushing my chest forward. Okay, leaning back, and then take another breath. And exhale, come back around. Take a deep breath in through center and exhale. Start to twist around. Pause. Sit up nice and tall, maybe shifting your weight back just a little bit so you feel weight on both of your sit bones beneath you. And then rotate those shoulders just a little more. And it doesn't have to be as far as mine are today. You're just twisting through the spine with a casual glance over to the side of the room. Come back to center. So now we've really got that spine nice and warmed up. I want you to take yourself over to one side. Okay, so I'm going to turn. You're going to use the back of your chair. So you're seated, kind of pushing your bottom all the way back to the edge of that seat. And now you're going to drop your knee down. Okay, just a nice little seated hip flexor stretch. So be careful here if it feels like it's tense or it's kind of compressing your low back space. Just move the knee forward a little bit. Okay, and then see if you can maybe turn your toes under if that feels okay for you. Take it back as far as you feel comfortable. I'm still holding on to the chair, and I'm going to pull the belly in and up. So take that hip point and see if you can kind of pull it upward. Ooh, feel that nice little stretch here through the front of your thigh, through your hip. That space where the crease is that stays locked into position when we're sitting for a long period of time. So I want you to just get that nice and stretched out. Take another deep breath. And then bring it back around. Now as you're seated here, just slide yourself into the seat. Your bottom's still all the way back. Now turning to the back of your chair. So if you've got a back on your chair here, I want you to turn and place your hands on either side of that chair. And then just kind of gently pull yourself around. A little deeper twist here. And now come back all the way to center. And we're going to switch sides. Okay, so sending yourself all the way around. Scoot back into the edge of the seat. Maybe over toward the edge in the front of the seat just a little so that you can drop your leg down. Turn the toes under. See if you can now kind of pull your belly button up and lift your heart just a little bit. Good. Now you're going to keep that nice long stretch right here. So heart is up, shoulders are back. Just being careful there that you're not over compressing in the low back space, but really feel the stretch that's right here in the front of your thigh. Big deep breath in, exhale it out like a sigh. Take another breath in, exhale it out. Now, I want you to sweep that leg around. Sometimes you gotta help it around there. It gets a little stiff sometimes. So we're gonna bring it around, sit up nice and tall, and then start to turn yourself to the back of your chair. Separate your hands on the back of the chair. You might have to scoot yourself, to a place that feels comfortable. And now see if you can gently kind of pull yourself around, not overpowering. I don't want you to force yourself around, but just use your chair as a little bit of leverage, just enough that you feel comfortable in your twist. And you feel like maybe you're going a tiny bit deeper than you would otherwise, but you do feel supported. All right, let's walk it back around. Take another moment here, and we're going to slide over to one side and take the outside leg and step it out. Okay, so this is my variation of seated side angle. Sometimes we do one that's way over here. We've got this leg. If you like that, go for it, right? But I just find this to not be as accessible for a lot of people. So if you want to take a nice wide stance, go for it, all right? So this is the one that I learned, though, in my chair training through Silver Sneakers, and I really like it. So sit up nice and tall and turn your shoulders and your chest toward me. I want you to place your hand over on the side and then just lift the opposite arm up. So now we're reaching to the side of the room and take a pause. So whichever leg was on the outside that you pulled out to the side, that's the way you're reaching. Really, in all reality, it's probably not going to matter that much, but I'm trying to keep the waist open. I'm pulling back, and once again, if it bothers your shoulder, bring your hand down or take it here. It's just about this lateral movement. So take one more breath and bring it back up. Let's take it over to the other side real quick. Okay, back to center. Slide your hips, take the leg out, sit up nice and tall. Turn your chest towards your front knee. What is now your front knee? Your side leg, you're resting down toward it. And lift your arm and reach. Again, be mindful that it's not bothering your shoulder. And if you wanted to sweep this arm a few times, you could take a little extra movement. Nothing saying you can't do that. Let's take one more. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to center on your next breath. And let's bring that leg back around. Help it in there. Take the legs a little wider. Inhale, sit up tall, come forward. Nice seated forward bend. Support yourself. Maybe gently round yourself back up. Take 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, gently pulling back up. And take 1 more big deep breath in. Exhale, bring it back up. Let's come back into that seated space together. Slide yourself all the way back into your chair. Let your shoulders rest. Let your arms pull out to the sides. Open up the chest. Find the support in the upper back. Bring the arms around. Give yourself a big hug. Feels nice, right? Maybe you've not had anybody to hug lately. I want you to give yourself a big hug and know that that's from me to you, okay? So right here, close your eyes. That's from me to you. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands come to heart. Let your hands rest on your thighs for just a moment. Bow your head. Take a moment just to kind of drink in this practice through your body. Just take a big, deep breath. Exhale it out. 1 more breath. Exhale it out. So as I bring my hands to heart, and if you like to do the same, feel free to, bowing your head just for a moment again to your own inner voice, your own inner teacher that guides you, tells you where to go, and that allows you to take this time for yourself today. And I thank you so very much, and I really hope that that helped you feel a little bit more energetic today, maybe a little more loosened up. So I will be posting this. You'll find it right here on my Facebook business page, Nikki Cotton Yoga, and I'll also have a version of it on my YouTube page. So you can find me there, and I'll just give you that information later. All right, guys, thanks a lot for being here.